in terms of line selecting, it always actually has to start from an understanding of where you're ending up, right? Otherwise, you don't know where you're going, right? So, with an understanding of what the good comps are, I think since the last time we met, there's been like a more refined understanding of what's good. So I think in terms of 4 cost comps, like Star Guardian's good, Ash is good, uh, what is it? Yumi is good, Karma is good, and I think those are the main ones. Yeah, these are the main ones, and then there is what is it? There's Caitlyn and then there's Crew. Is like what you're mostly looking at. Kais is okay sometimes, especially if your opener is stronger. But I'm gonna focus on these 6. So the home. Well, if you understand where you're going to go, you then can kind of analyze, well, what are the items that determine what you want to play in these comps? And also, it also comes from an understanding of the important items in each of these comps. So, because you need to get to stage 4, basically guaranteeing that you have the important items. Because if you play Ash without Kraken, you're 8th. If you play Yumi without an AP item, you're not going to do very well. If you play, this is really a Syndra comp, if you play this without any mana generation item, somehow it's not very good. And if you play Karma without at least a mana item and JG, you're in some trouble as well. So understanding this, we can kind of work backwards and look at what their openers are, and then use that to help guide what or how to determine from what our opener is which path to actually go down. So I think the best opener in the game is this one. This maintains the best. This continues to be the best opener into the game on the next patch as well. So I on this patch specifically, it's actually kind of cool or interesting, at least in my opinion, how you determine what you're going to play. What determines what you're going to play or what you should be leading is the kind of AP item that you make early. So Syndra is a very good holder of all the AP items, especially if you have Rising Chaos. She's very, 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 very strong. In terms of the AP items that you could make, like here's a list of all the AP items you could make that play viably into an endgame comp. So if we take a look at the BIS of various units or various endgame units, Karma's BIS is Shojin, JG Guard. Yumi's BIS is like a little bit kind of flexible. I think like there's a few variations, but like JG Guard versions are fine. I think Archangel JG like gun is like fine. Uses a lot of rods though, so like sometimes you go like this. Sometimes you go. Sometimes you just go like Arc Rab, but that's even more rods. But there's just some combination of like flat AP and or the spell crit items, and like Gunblade is okay as well. And then Syndra in Star Guardians wants to run attack speed and like a mana item here. So based on this, this last item can also be a JG or any AP item as well. But most characteristically, this one the items that go mostly into or that go only into Yumi are mostly these two. The other units you don't really want to have either of these 2 items. So if you look at it, and then you look at some components that you can be starting the game with, you'll realize that you are line selecting the moment you make an item. So like if you have like bow, rod, sword, for example, you could play Ash, but like Ginsu is one of the good items that you can run on Star Guardian Syndra. It's like pretty good. If you make the Ginsu, you're electing to make a strong item for Star Guardian Syndra, and then you're just going to play into Syndra based on this item. If you make Archangel, you're basically only going to play Yumi most of the time because she's the only carry that uses the Archangel very well. And then if you make Shojin, you can play Syndra, you can play Karma. You can maintain flexibility to play either of those things based on the item that is made.
So two questions really
Yeah.
quick.
Mhm.
One is, I think one of the biggest traps I fall into is I am trying to scout as much as possible on 1-4, but I'm hesitant to slam on 2-1 without, like, let's say I'm committing to either a Shojin or like an Archangel.
Mhm.
I'm hesitant to slam without actively scouting first to try to minimize likelihood of contest, which
Yep.
oftentimes causes me to potentially lose 2-1,
Mhm.
and cause me to have a weaker early game because I don't want to play contested.
Yeah.
Uh, but that could come at the cost of like being strong early. What's your
Yeah.
take on that trade off?
Yeah. So my take. That's a great question. My take is the presumption should be you must slam an item. You can aid that decision by scouting, but you still must slam an item to win the round. You're not. It's very bad, in my opinion, to be losing a round that you could have won by slamming the item. So if you don't have time, just slam the strongest item and hope you don't get contested. Or you can slam the Shojin and then you can pivot to Karma if you have to, for example. Or if you had exactly this, um, if you had exactly like sword bow tier, for example, you can just hard commit into Star Guardians, and that's even like kind of okay. Can more contested, because you're going to be playing around Syndra 2, hopefully, and then you're also going to be playing around either a Poppy 2, which is not held in almost any comp other than Syndra, or if you hit Cassandra 2, you can tank that guy as well. So yeah, if in that situation you're choosing between Shojin and Arc, especially if your opener is strong, uh, it's kind of hard to tell. My answer would be you just make the Shojin, because the Shojin is actually like the attack speed items. Like given that this is Syndra's like actual bis, these kinds of items are the ones you're going to more so lean if you are not exactly sure what you are going to make. Also, even if you saw that, yeah. So like if you need to win, uh, you should just make the stronger of the item, two items, even if you can't really tell what other people are quite doing quite yet.
Okay, and then second question, kind of related to that, is let's say I have not the perfect Syndra opener, but like promising. So let's say I have
Yep.
Syndra pair um with Rising Chaos, or let's say I have Syndra 2 but no Rising Chaos. Um, are you still willing to commit to the Star Guardian line and like basically hope that you will hit your Syndra 2 Rising Chaos at some point? Like, are you re-rolling the fruit to like be able to play Star Guardian? How do you approach that scenario?
Yeah, that's a good question. So you have to play something, right? So like you have to play a comp, and so uh, if you have the good components for Syndra, but like you don't have Rising Chaos, I would be very happy to just stay. I'd be quite happy to just stay on Syndra without Rising Chaos and make the items that commit towards it. I think I would just be happy to. Sometimes you have to take the gamble. If you end up in a spot where you end up with no Rising Chaos at all, the item move to Ari is fine. In like the disaster situation, like I've done it before. I've actually moved it to Ari, and I moved it back to Syndra when I got the chance to get Rising Chaos Syndra on like stage 5. But Rising Chaos is like not the be all end all, and like if your components were best for this line in the first place, I would just elect to play Star Guardians anyways.
Okay.
And that question's also like it's the another relevant factor is how good the comp is right now. I think the comp played well right now is like probably top 4 comps, probably top 3 comps in the game. I think especially if your opener is like yeah, if you've got like Syndra plus good components. So I would be happy to. I would not consider the Rising Chaos a significant barrier to playing Star Guardians on 2-1.
Okay. And then another kind of related question is, let's say I'm dropped Caitlyn or Jace out of orb, and I scout and I see that someone could be potential, like someone else also got a Caitlyn or Jace out of orb. Maybe they slam power up and it's not like a scaling power up, so maybe neither of us is fully committed, but I can slam like an IE on Caitlyn, or I could slam a Sterak on Jace. I mean, I guess with
Mhm.
Jace, like I could flex it if I slam like
You have
Sarek
to,
and
yeah.
Titan, I could flex it into Ashe, right? And Udyr.
Yep.
But
Yep.
with the IE, it doesn't seem like there's any other good IE lines. I guess you could go into what, Samira. But if it ends up being
Yeah, pretty
contested, it's
bad.
like kind of challenging, right? Like, so how do you navigate that situation?
Yeah. I mean, if they're also, yeah, okay. So if their components are good for
Hmm.
Caitlyn, and you can usually determine by 2-1 if they're gonna play Caitlyn or not. And if they're gonna play Caitlyn or not, if they're gonna play Caitlyn, I would look for an angle to play something else, probably. Like you can just play your strongest and don't make the IE and make the other item if you can. Um,
Let's say you're in the exact same scenario as them. Like
yeah,
you have exact same components, exact same units, and exact same augment. Like
yeah,
how do you navigate that?
yeah.
Do you try to chat with them? Like what are you doing?
I mean, yeah, I can just ask, are you Kate? If they say yeah, and I have like sword, glove, belt, or something,
They
and they
also
say
have sword,
yes,
glove, belt,
yeah,
and
yeah,
you
and
have
they
it.
say
Yeah.
yes, I like that opener. If you don't play into Jace Kate is like really bad, I think. So that might be you have to lost streak into duelist or something. Is what I would try to do. I think, or you can hold like AP units and then just play for, yeah, you can hold like this opener and then just like sell the ADU, like sell the Caitlyn or whatever, and then take a tier off the carousel and just play AP.
Okay.
Is like what I would be pretty common. So yeah, I would if they're playing it, I would try to play something else with the best of my ability. If I somehow end up with like an early Caitlyn 2 or something, then yeah, I mean if you end up yeah, I would just formulate the game plan. I'm gonna pivot off to anything else if they're playing it.
Okay.